Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Dave's Top 3,000 Songs of the Rock Era. Today I'm up to song number 2339, and that one is I'll Never Find Another You by the Seekers. This one came out in 1965, or at least it peaked that year on the charts. And here's a picture of the single. It was also released. I think the only album was released on was their the best of the Seekers, which came out in 1968. Here's a picture of the Seekers, 1965, around the time they recorded this song. Never Find Another You. So first I'm going to feature a sample of this song, then I'll react to it. So here it goes.
There's a new world somewhere they call the promised land, and I'll be there someday if you will hold my hand. I still need you there beside me, no matter what I do, for I know I'll never find another you. There is always someone for each of us, they say, and you'll be my someone forever and a day. I could search the whole world over until my life is through, but I know I'll never find another
Okay, that's a sample of I'll Never Find Another You by the Seekers. I think it's a really good song, kind of a folky. They were known as a folk pop band, and I guess they were a little like Peter, Paul, and Mary or the Kingston Trio. But I think they had really good vocal harmony, especially the lead singer. Anyway, what else can I say about this song? Not too much, just a very popular folk song from the mid 60s. Went all the way to number four. Um, anyway, I guess that's enough said about this song. I'll Never Find Another You. Now I want to talk about. Oh, yeah, the other thing I should have mentioned was it was written by and produced by this guy, Tom Springfield, who was actually the older brother of the very famous singer Dusty Springfield. I'm sure you guys have heard of her. I even featured one of her songs already. I think it was The Look of Love at number 2431, and I've got several more coming up by her. Another really great artist, very beautiful woman, too, I think, at least at the time. Anyway, I guess now I'll talk about the band, the Seekers. So they were from Melbourne, Australia. They were Australian folk pop band, and um, you know, they were active three different times. They got started in '62. They were first active from 1962 to 1968, and then they broke up and reunited a couple times. They first reunited '75, stayed together until 1988. Finally, they got back together in 1992 and stayed together all the way till 2022. And the original members who were shown in this picture were Judith Durham. She's the woman, third from the left. She was on vocals, piano, and tambourine. Guess you can see her holding a tambourine in this picture. And then there was Aphel Guy, who was on vocals, double bass, and band. Yeah, vocals and double bass. And um, and then um, did I get that right? Oh no, yeah. And then Keith Potker, who was on 12-string guitar, banjo, and vocals. I guess they all sang. They all kind of sing in harmony. And finally, Bruce Woodley, who was on guitar, mandolin, banjo, and vocals. So that was the Seekers. Pretty great group, I'd say. Um, and like I said, they had sort of three carnations. But Keith Potker formed his own band called the New Seekers in 1971. I think he was the only original member of the Seekers that was in the New Seekers, and New Seekers also had several hits. They weren't as big as the Seekers, but the biggest hit by the New Seekers, which is coming up on my list, is "I'd Like to Teach the World to Sing in Perfect Harmony," which was actually taken from a big advertising campaign by the Coca-Cola Company in 1971. They had a hit with it on their own. Or actually, there's another group called the Hillside Singers who also had a hit with that song. It's a very popular song taken from a commercial by the New Seekers, you know. Anyway, just thought you guys would be interested in that. And that's pretty much everything I guess I have to say about I'll Never Find Another You and the Seekers. Oh yeah, I didn't go through the hits of the Seekers and do that. So the first hit by the Seekers was the one I'm featuring today in 1965. I'll Never Find Another You. That went all the way to number 4. And then later that year they had A World of Our Own, which went to 19, and Morningtown Ride, which went to 44. Finally, in 1966, they had their biggest hit. It was called Georgie Girl. That went all the way to number 2. Just missed the top spot. And that was used in a popular movie from the 60s, same title, Georgie Girl. Not a really great movie. I watched it years ago. I was a little bit disappointed by it. But anyway, I think the Seekers were a pretty great band. So that completes my profile of the Seekers. I'll never find another you by the Seekers. Thank you for watching. You guys rock, and I'll see you next time.